Hi, everybody. I hope the lighting is good because, as y'all know, we're definitely in fall and it gets dark very early now. So, and also a reminder that the time changes over the weekend, Sunday to Monday. Uh, Turn your clocks back an hour. Okay. I've had a lot of thoughts about a lot of things lately. So I don't really do that I don't really do this that often because um, I tend to talk a lot. So I try to do it about once a month, or I was, and then I stopped doing it. So I'm gonna start doing it again because I do have a lot of thoughts about like soap operas and things. So um, okay, here goes. Um, well, I talked about pacing all the time and acting also. Um, Pacing is really starting to bother me with Y&R. And I'll give you an example about a storyline that I just wish would hurry up a little because it's taking too long. I mean, I believe in backstory and build up, but sometimes you just want the payoff. And I just wonder when it's going to happen. I'm talking about when are we going to see Noah? I mean, see him. Now, I talked about this kind of in another video and kind of in pieces and according to storylines, but I'm just going to lay it out. Okay. And I know this because I've been watching soap operas and a lot of things a long time. So I notice patterns. Okay, so whenever they say they're gonna have it recast, and we all know it, then there's something you can look for. Uh, they always have the face bandaged up, so that there's a big reveal. Okay, and the big reveal is, as I discussed before, it's because everybody knows what the old Noah look like. Okay. So if they try to introduce somebody new and say this is Noah now, most of the people would say, like, what? I thought he looked totally different. Why does he look so different? And then you'd have that backlash. Maybe, possibly. Okay. And then also, remember One Life to Live? That was a soap opera I loved because they had family drama all the time, and they also had other storylines intertwined with it. They talked about controversial topics all the time. Um, DID for one, and you know, dealing with difficult things. They also always had a cause. Um, you know, and so that's something they did. But that was a long time ago. And then they just put that put that off the air. And I know why. But sometimes I wonder why because they really touch on stories whereas Y&R I've said this before, I'll say it again. I got no real beef with Y&R. It's not that I hate it. It's not like I just woke up one morning and I don't like it. I'm just saying that it's been on the air for over 50 years. However, if they're going to stay on the air, they have to stay current or move the stories along, okay? Because a month, 6 weeks of buildup is too much. I don't need that much. Maybe somebody new coming in that has never seen the soap opera might need a little bit of, you know, a starting map, but not that much. I mean, if you watch it for 2 weeks, say 2 weeks, you'll get all the main characters for the most part. And then within a month, you'll get all the relationships of everybody on the canvas and off the canvas. Maybe. I mean, most likely, unless they throw something in there, that is unforeseen kind of thing. But yeah. Okay, another thing. Apparently, they don't know what they're gonna. I feel like they don't know what they're gonna do with some characters, and this is across the board. Okay, YNR, Tessa and Mariah. I'm gonna start there, but then I'm gonna branch off into other things too. Okay. So Tessa and Mariah, they are a pivotal couple because they are the first LGBT wedding ever. Okay. So this was huge when it happened. And then within 2 years, it's done. No explanation. Well, kind of, but then you get bits and pieces, and something has happened to one of the people in the relationship. But the person who is affected feels like they're too much for the other person, and so they just give up, and then whatever. Okay? And then they're clearly going to move the other character who doesn't want to be divorced or separated into another relationship entirely, which makes me question what was the point of the whole thing in the first place. Okay, because if you wanted Mariah to be with somebody, then let her be with somebody. Don't make it like, how are you going to justify the other partner being with somebody else? Other than, okay, well, she tried, but it was too late, so she just gave up because the other partner had already given up. That's kind of flimsy ground, if you ask me. Okay, another one that I don't know if they know what they're doing with. Okay, Daphne, and I'm sorry to the actress who portrays this character. I really don't mean to talk about you all the time. I wonder why she's there. Okay, because in the beginning, when she started, I was like, okay, new character. Give her a chance. Give her 3 to 6 months. See what she does. Maybe she'll be good. And I didn't like the start of it because of how she came in there. Because if you remember, Steffi hired her to split up Carter and Hope at the time, right? Because she wanted to hurt Hope for something she did before. And I say something because you can pick anything out of a hat. And that's what Hope did to Steffi. And then Steffi wants her revenge, right? Okay. So then, moving forward, Daphne falls in love with Carter, but it's kind of like, it's weird because she's waiting on the sidelines. Like she knew that it was going to work out. I don't know, it's weird. And then, not to mention, she was sniffing people. And I mean, legit sniffing people. And now they're going to get together because, well, I'm going to say it because I feel like they don't have anybody else to part Carter with. Okay? And the reason I say this is because let's look at the possibilities. They already tried with Hope. They said no. They're not going to do with Steffi because she's married to Finn. They're not going to be with Taylor because she's too old for him or whatever the problem is with that. Okay? And I don't even know if they know each other. At all. Okay? He's not going to be with Brooke. And the last person he can be with. Oh, and then he was with Katie, but remember they turned it into a friends with benefits thing. They said that. I didn't say that. I thought they were dating the whole thing. Okay. They said, oh, it was just a hookup thing, which I found kind of like, okay. And, okay, I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it to come out harsh. I really don't. Okay. Foremost, I don't care what people do in their life. If you want to do that, kudos. Great. Do that. Okay? I got no judgment here. None. My point is, why you do that to Katie? Why? Heather Tom. She's been on there the whole time. A long time. And you put her in a situation where it turns into a friends with benefits thing. Why? Does she not deserve anything more than that? Does she not want anything more than that? Because the last relationship she had before that was with Bill, when he was talking about my Katie and I want my Katie back. So apparently you don't play ping pong with her that much. Okay, so what? Is she like too good to be with other people besides two people? I mean, really? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Oh boy. Okay. And then I don't know. I'm gonna talk about something else that I kind of noticed too. Okay. When they want a couple together, they make the couple be together. And like there are no obstacles and no nothing for that couple. Okay. Some examples of that. Well, finally, I think enough of us, being the viewers, put our foot down and said, please, for the love of somebody, put Ridge and Brooke together and be done with it. So they did that. Okay, but another thing. Okay, so they really want Liam and Hope to get married in the whole thing because when I'll give you two examples for this and then I'll be done. Okay? But when he proposed to her right quick. And then she said yes within a second, literally. And then they're talking about the next day, they're talking about how I would marry you at the courthouse. And I would marry you today if that was possible, and yada yada yada. And I'm like, okay, but you wouldn't do that with Carter? What's up? Like, I don't understand that. Okay. Which again I think is kind of disrespectful to the Hope and Carter relationship that was. I'm not saying that obviously she wasn't going to get married to the guy for whatever reason, which I don't agree with either, because I think that she could have been with him. But anyway, okay. But how disrespectful do you have to be that you make her, like, get her into another relationship and then it evolves like that quick in the snap of a finger? She's going to get married to Liam like tomorrow. And then she hems and haws with Carter for months. Clearly, you don't want that couple together, and clearly, you want this one together. I don't get it. I mean, I think I talked about it yesterday, but I would like to see the same amount of emotion for both couples. Then for one couple, you totally support, and the other one is like, oh well, oops. It's kind of like, oops, we kind of messed up there. We didn't want them together, but or I don't know what. So I don't know. And then, well, okay, maybe I had another thought. But Deacon and Sheila, okay, so clearly Deacon is going to go with Taylor. Okay, the writing is on the wall. But please let somebody have emotions or something. Because if somebody just like lets it go and is happy with it the way it is, I might start to lose it. Because I know today's whatever is not so condensed to the marriage thing. Like the idea of marriage is not the way it was before. I get that. Okay? But you don't have to be so disrespectful of relationships on the TV, please. Because what does that say about how you think about relationships in real life? I mean, so what? You don't like somebody, so you give up and like you just move on to the next person. And then you're like, oh, well, you can just toss away the marriage because it's not working. What is that teaching people? I don't know. Clearly, I had a few thoughts. I might have to do this once a day to get all the stuff out because I try to not get pissed on these videos. I really don't. But the way they treat everything sometimes it's just like, really? What? No. All right. Bye, guys.